You walk in wanting a burger, you walk out $40 lighter, and you have no idea what just happened. Look, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, those colors you see everywhere, they are not decoration. They are weapons, psychological weapons, designed inside a lab, tested on millions of people, including you. And the scariest part? It all started by complete accident. Stay with me, because what I am about to show you changes how you see every fast food sign you will ever look at again. Chapter 1. The Accidental Brain Hack. Here is something nobody tells you. The fast food color code? It was all accident. Go back to the 1920s. Factory owners are losing money. Workers are slow, distracted, making mistakes. So they hire researchers to study one weird thing: wall color. And what they find is surprising. Warm colors, red, orange, yellow, they speed people up. Heart rate climbs. Breathing gets shallow. Workers move faster. But they also make more errors. For a factory, errors are bad. For a fast food joint, errors do not matter. Speed is everything. The discovery was sitting there for decades, just waiting. Go forward to 1948, a highway in California. Howard Johnson's restaurants start painting their roofs bright orange. Not because of psychology, because warm colors are visible from a moving car at greater distances. Pure practicality. But then something interesting happens. McDonald's opens. The very first McDonald's back in 1940? Black, white, and red. No yellow. Yellow only showed up because yellow glass was cheap in post-war California. That is it. The most recognizable color combo in human history. A budget decision. Now come to the 1990s. Burger King is doing something smart. They dumped their original 1953 blue and orange branding. Why? Consumer testing. It turns out blue, the rarest color in natural food, quietly triggers something deep in your brain. A spoilage alert. Your ancestors never saw blue food that was safe to eat. So your brain whispers, do not trust this. And by the 1990s, every major fast food chain is quietly sharing this data. Dave Thomas, the founder of Wendy's, admitted in 1994 that chain operators passed this manipulation research around informally. No formal meeting, no official agreement, just a quiet, shared understanding. Red and yellow. That is the formula. Chapter 2. The Panic and Reward Cocktail. Okay, so now we know the history, but why does it actually work? What is happening inside your skull right now? Let us start with red. The second your eyes register red, your sympathetic nervous system fires up. This is the same system that kicks in when you sense danger. Cortisol spikes. Breathing gets shallow. Your brain shifts into a mode that says, act fast, decide now, do not overthink. Think about it. That is the exact mental state a fast food cashier wants you in. Order fast. Do not question the price. Just buy. Now add yellow. Yellow does something completely different. Yellow copies sunlight. It copies ripe fruit. To the primate brain, specifically your brain, yellow signals one thing: reward is close. So red creates urgency. Yellow creates anticipation. Together, they hit a neurochemical cocktail that takes roughly 90 milliseconds to process. That is faster than conscious thought. You are already emotionally hooked before your rational brain even wakes up. But this part, research from Landor and Fitch and Lippincott, two of the biggest branding firms on the planet, found something disturbing. Red and yellow combined actually suppress activity in the part of the brain tied to price sensitivity. You are literally less bothered by how much things cost when you are surrounded by these colors. That combo meal that somehow costs $14? Your brain barely flinches, because it has been softened up before you even looked at the menu. You are not making a free choice in there. You are pulling a lever. And the house always wins. Chapter 3. Designed for Discomfort. Okay, so the logo hooks you, but once you are inside, the manipulation does not stop. It gets worse. Look at a fast food restaurant. Really look at it. Hard plastic seats, bright overhead lights, loud ambient noise. None of that is an accident. None of it is a budget constraint. It is intentional discomfort engineering. Dr. Charles Spence at Oxford studied this. Red environments increase eating speed by 11%. 11%. That sounds small. But multiply that across tens of millions of meals per day. That is tables turning over faster, more customers, more revenue. Your discomfort is their business model. And we have proof that comfort actually kills their profits. In 2019, Dunkin' tested a pink and white rebrand. Softer colors, calmer vibe. Guess what happened? People stayed longer, they talked more, they relaxed, and impulse purchases dropped. Dunkin' reversed the whole thing within 18 months. Because a customer who is comfortable is a customer who thinks, and a customer who thinks is dangerous. Now here is something even more targeted: drive-thrus. The menu boards at drive-thrus are specifically color-coded. The upsell options, large size, extra item, premium add-on, they are highlighted in red. Not because red is pretty, because red commands action. Studies show this single design choice increases selection of upsell options by up to 35%. You thought you ordered a medium. The red button had other plans. Chapter 4. The Ultimate Trap. All right, we are almost at the end, but this last part is the one that is going to sit with you. Think about why you keep going back, even when the food is mediocre, even when you said you would not. Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman studied this exact loop. He calls it the peak end rule. Your brain does not remember an experience based on the average of how it felt. It remembers two moments: the peak and the end. Fast food nails the peak. The bright yellow exterior, the warm smell when you walk in, the anticipation. Your brain lights up. But the food? It is portion engineered to leave you just slightly unsatisfied. Not miserable, not full, just a little wanting more. That is the end. And your brain files this experience as, I want that feeling again. So you go back, and back, and back. Now layer on top of that the mere exposure effect. McDonald's spends $1.6 billion a year on advertising in the US alone. $1.6 billion. That is not about convincing you McDonald's is good. You already know if you like it or not. That spending is purely about repetition. Repeated exposure to a brand bypasses rational thought entirely. It just becomes familiar, and familiar feels safe. But the deepest layer? This one is uncomfortable. Design psychologist Louis Cheskin spent years analyzing the McDonald's logo. His argument? The rounded shape of the M subconsciously resembles a pair of rounded forms that the human brain associates with early maternal comfort. The same warmth and safety you felt as a baby. Look, debate the theory all you want, but Cheskin was hired by McDonald's. They paid for that analysis, and the logo has never significantly changed. Now here is the final proof, the thing that seals the whole case. McDonald's tested an eco-green color scheme across Europe. Calmer, more natural, more trustworthy, you might think. European customers responded positively, so they tested it in the US. Americans rejected it. They rated green McDonald's as less trustworthy, less safe, less like the real thing. Think about what that means. The manipulation has gone so deep that American consumers literally feel uncomfortable when it is removed. They demand the red and yellow. They need it to feel safe. The lie has become the comfort. So the next time you pull up to those golden arches and you feel that little pull, that small rush of familiarity and craving, just remember, that feeling was built for you. Brick by brick, color by color, decade by decade. You were never just hungry. You were programmed.